This is a smartphone called the Arirang 151. Like other phones, it has a camera and a battery to store power. Interestingly, you can also connect a keyboard and mouse to it, though we're not exactly sure why. You might be wondering, Dad, why don't our phones let us connect a keyboard and mouse? You can't install a keyboard and mouse on your regular smartphone, and you can't buy the Arirang 151 either. It's a phone made exclusively for North Korea. That's right, North Korea also has smartphones. Not only smartphones, but even regular mobile phones are relatively new in North Korea. It's not that phones didn't exist at all. They did, but they were reserved for the government and the military. Since 2008, however, licenses have been issued allowing certain people to own smartphones. With help from other countries, North Korea set up a mobile phone network called Koreolink. Can you guess which country helped? Western countries didn't assist, and the East isn't helping either. But Egypt stepped in to establish the network. Koreolink is unlike any other mobile phone network in the world. Phones connected to it can only make calls within North Korea, and there is no access to the global internet. Essentially, it's a phone network that's not only not smart, but actually quite restricted. Of course, if you ask a North Korean whether they're connected to the internet, they might say yes, but their internet is a limited, politically controlled network. Only government-approved websites are accessible, primarily serving as propaganda for the North Korean regime. In 2014, Kim Jong-un allowed photos of North Korean smartphone factories to be published. These images suggested that North Korea had advanced factories producing smartphones. However, the photos were misleading. The phones shown were actually Chinese models, specifically the UNESCO U1201, modified at North Korea's request. For instance, the Android system installed in China is not allowed in North Korea. Instead, the Chinese created a simplified operating system that only allows tasks approved by the North Korean government. Following this, a group of software engineers in Germany attempted to break into the North Korean operating system to see what these phones actually contained. They succeeded. The first thing they noticed was that the phones were packed with games. 5 versions of Angry Birds, Super Mario Bros., and Candy Crush, all Western titles, but without copyright enforcement. The next discovery was that there was no app store and no way to download applications, meaning all apps had to be installed at the factory. Without internet access, users couldn't install anything themselves. Another odd feature, nothing on these phones can be deleted, photos, videos, or apps. This is likely a security measure. If someone takes a photo or video from a prohibited location, the government can track and remove it. These phones are primarily sold in Pyongyang, and even there, 95% of citizens cannot afford them. Essentially, they are for the top 5% of the population. Tourists have reported that the shops selling these phones are the only places where users can modify or repair their devices. These shops have the necessary software and authorized applications to install, delete, or adjust content. The German engineers realized that the system is designed to prevent unauthorized use. When a user opens an authorized app, the operating system checks all apps on the phone for tampering. If it detects even minor alterations, a red flag is raised and the phone is locked. Users must then return to the authorized shops for inspection. The Chinese communist system, which has experience with this type of software, helped North Korea create a highly controlled operating system for the Arirang 151. Every time an app is opened, a screenshot is automatically taken and stored in a folder accessible only to the government. You might compare this to what Edward Snowden revealed about the NSA having access to all cameras and mobile phones in the US. However, the difference is that North Korea uses this system to monitor even minor offenses against the Kim Jong-un regime, which can result in execution or forced labor. Despite this, North Korea is not entirely closed off. Its citizens can still play Angry Birds, Super Mario, and make phone calls. Isn't that surprisingly advanced?